All right, we got War 2 of Season 57, and today we are up against the infamous Turkish alliance that we play like every season. I don't know. Um, I'll say right now we're winning the war. Hopefully we do win, but we know how it normally goes. We got Path 4 in Section 1 today, and I already changed my masteries so I don't forget and don't die without even getting hit. Um, so we got a bunch of Professor X fights today, and it's gonna be fun. So this first fight, there's not much to it besides the petrify. Of course, Professor X is immune to reverse controls, so you don't have to worry about that. And yeah, as long as you don't get hit, it should be simple enough. I don't know why it's taking so long to load in. There we go. I didn't use a Power Star 1 in these fights because they weren't like super scary fights. And I want to make sure I save my boosts for like later in the season just in case I need them. I don't know. You never know when you might need them. So I didn't think these fights really warranted a Power Star 1. And you'll see they really didn't. So here he's almost dead, but I don't really want to throw my special 3 until he gets to his second life. So that's what we're gonna do. And then here, I know I can charge my heavy here, because I have my falter and he doesn't have his charges, so he will miss if he hits me or tries to hit me. And then so we throw this, and I mean it's not gonna do too much damage, but I'm gonna have a special 2 after this. And yeah. And then that wraps up the fight. And then up next we got this spot here. Oh, first I gotta change my masteries. So for this spot, I'm really not worried about the glancing. I know that, I want to parry heavy. And I knew going into the fight I was going to get the glancing on me. I was not worried about that. I'm more worried about making sure he doesn't gain spots. And I know that if he gets the untouchable, I can't miss anyway. But I still don't want to deal with that. So I'm just kind of making sure I bait my specials and just do parry heavy so he has less opportunities to get spots until his spots are on cooldown. And then I'll do combos, whatever. So I do get the glancing, which is really not a problem. And I'm just waiting for him to throw this. He does. The glancing fell off. But his spots aren't on cooldown, so I don't want to hit him too much. So yeah, I am going to get the glancing one more time, but that's fine. After that, the fight is over. I'm not sure if it glances specials or not, but obviously it's not a risk you want to take. He's not throwing a special here, so I'll push some special 2, which is fine. And then now that he throws that, fight is over. And then up next, we got Path 6, and we're taking this Killmonger here. And there's also not much to this fight. There is fisticuffs, but I have White Magneto here, so I will be able to parry him. I don't think it's necessary. You can probably punish his heavy with your heavy, but I don't know. I didn't want to worry about that. So, you know, I didn't need another champ anyway, so we're using Wags here. So yeah, my heavies are non-contact, so I don't have to worry about reverb. And it's really just a simple Killmonger fight. You shouldn't get to special 3 before fisticuffs is gone, so you don't have to worry about that. You can throw your special 3 whenever, unless you're using Power Star 1, then maybe you'll get there, but you know. I took some reverb right there because my first medium is like it makes contact with him, so I took some damage there. That's good. And then I get, even though he's not defender tactic, I get the unblockable from punishing his specials. And then here we're just waiting for him to throw this. He doesn't want to throw it, throws it, and then now the fight is over. I don't know why I went for that intercept there, but there we go. And then this Punisher here, it's a simple fight. I did mess this fight up. Ideally, I would use Serpent here. I mean, it doesn't make much of a difference. It's a simple fight anyway, but ideally I would use Serpent here, but he was banned, which is annoying. But really, first off, I'm trying to get my glancing before I start taking blocked hits. But I just want to do medium light combos here, so or I can throw heavies in there too, so he doesn't get his prowess and his impact. I think it's called impact, whatever it's called. Basically, so he doesn't do a lot of damage into my block. He just called me while I'm dashing back. I don't know how. It's fine. So I'm gonna throw this special 2 in a second. It does some, I don't know. It didn't really do that much damage. I don't know how I didn't get my block off. I really don't know. That was dumb to me, but either way, we're fine. And then we got to bait another. Well, we didn't have to bait this special 2, but I chose to. I mean, looking back, I shouldn't have, but you know, better to be safe than sorry, I guess. Yeah, so it just cost me a little bit of health, and then he's dead from that. And then up next, we got this Shocker on node 38, and I do make one mistake in this fight. Wait, I make 2 mistakes in this fight. I mean, it's not really, you know, it didn't kill me, but just don't do what I did. So I'm not gonna worry about putting Wags on this fight, just because I don't want to try to stun him and the stun wears off too fast. I'm not going to worry about it. So we're just not going to stun him. Maybe I could have used Professor X here just because he's tactic. I don't know, but Maestro works just fine. I don't know. It's not letting me get in the fight. In a second, we'll be in there. All right. Yeah. So there's not too much to this fight, but you just don't want to get hit. Some people like the bait special twos. I prefer not to, just because then you're guaranteed to take some damage. I do trust myself to get intercepts and just bait special ones. Also, to not get punished when he throws a special one. And there, it looked like he was gonna dash in at me. Like, he dropped his block, and I thought he was gonna dash in, and then he just threw a special. And thank God he only had one prowess because that did a lot of damage. Um, I also probably should have practiced the heavy spacing before I went in this fight, because Maestro has terrible heavy reach, and if I would have messed it up, there was one time where it was close, but I didn't mess it up. If I had, then, Now here's where I make another mistake, because he throws a special, and I wasn't looking. I thought he was at 100, and so in my head, I'm like, oh, and first off, this was also incorrect, but, that just shows you I'm not good at fighting Shocker. Even if he gets to 100, you can shut off his charges, but I thought you couldn't. So I threw the special one into his block. I knew he was going to auto block it, but I knew he wasn't going to get to bar power. So I knew he wasn't going to die or anything, but yeah, don't do that. But he goes down right there. And yeah, that was my last Maestro fight, so I don't got to heal him. And then up next we have Korg on node 41. If it loads. I gotta start doing my fights in a different setting. Yeah, it's just not loading. And so this Korg, you don't need to put White Magneto here, but I did, just because of Bubble Shield. You know, didn't want that to get out of hand or anything from him purifying, so we just use White Magneto here. And yeah, I mean, this fight is also just really, really simple. And Bubble Shield, not Bubble Shield, but Power Focus 2 really doesn't help him. I don't know why he's placed here. His special 2 doesn't do anything. Now here, this was like an input issue because I swiped in to punish his special, and like it just didn't let me. And so because of that, he went unblockable and I get rooted. Not fun, but we're all good. And then there, I actually do punish it. And we're just trying to get to special 2 here. Special 3, I mean. He throws that. And then just get rid of his shield one more time. And then the fight is over. That might have killed him if I had recoils on, but it's just not smart to run them anymore with the nerf. But that was simple enough. And then up next we got Shield on node 47. And this is also pretty simple. I do kind of slow play it just so I don't take bleed damage, because I don't want to take bleed damage. So I kind of hit into her block until I'm able to get an opening, if it loads. But yeah, once I get my first opening, the fight is really, really simple, just because of tactic. And then also I counter the falter node. So at that point, you really just gotta watch the unstoppable. Just make sure you get the unstoppable and not her. And of course, if the unstoppable on you expires, it doesn't really matter because you can bypass miss anyway. And I know I can use my falter here to get a free opening, but it's just not worth it. So once she throws this, then I'll be unblockable and the fight is really over. I do kind of make a mistake here. I go for a heavy. Is it right here? No, it's not right here. At some point in this fight, I go for a heavy. Like, I try to punish her special one with a heavy. And I just did not have the spacing for it. Maybe right here. Yeah. And I realized it. I realized I wasn't going to get it. So I tried to end the heavy, but, you know, I didn't get it. It's all good. And then we just need to bait one more special out of her and then end the fight. Now here, I think I do it again. I don't know why I do it again.